2,107 horsepower versus 1,290 horsepower, $2.9 million versus 236,000. European precision engineering versus Chinese innovation disruption. But which one actually delivers the better hypercar experience? Let's start with the RIMAC NEVERA R, the track-focused evolution of the already legendary Nevera. This isn't just another electric car with big numbers. This is Croatian hypercar heritage meeting cutting-edge technology. The heart of this machine is a quad-motor setup producing 2,107 horsepower and 1,726 pound-feet of torque. That's more power than most Formula One cars. The R package adds serious track DNA. We're talking about an aerodynamic package that generates massive downforce. The carbon fiber bodywork isn't just for show. Every curve and vent serves a purpose. This thing weighs 4,685 pounds, which is actually lighter than the standard Nevera. 0 to 60 happens in just 1.74 seconds. 0 to 186 miles per hour takes only 8.8 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 256 miles per hour. But the real story is how it gets there. All of this comes at a price, $2.9 million. That's not just buying a car, that's investing in the absolute pinnacle of electric performance technology. Now meet the disruptor, the BYD YANGWANG U9. The U9 also uses a quad-motor setup, producing 1,290 horsepower and 1,680 newton-meters of torque from an 80 kilowatt-hour blade battery pack. The numbers might be lower than the Nevera R. This is still more power than a McLaren 720S or Ferrari F8 Tributo. But the U9's secret weapon isn't just power, it's the DiSus-X active suspension system. This thing can literally make the car dance, jumping individual wheels off the ground. This technology provides incredible body control and adaptability that traditional suspension simply cannot match. 0 to 60 happens in 2.36 seconds. Quarter mile disappears in 9.78 seconds. Top speed is 186 miles per hour. $236,000. That's less than a well-optioned Porsche 911 Turbo S. We're talking about hypercar performance at sports car pricing. Let's talk about what really matters. The Nevera R's 1.74 second 0 to 60 time isn't just impressive, it's physics-defying. That's faster than Formula One cars, and faster than anything you can legally buy from any other manufacturer. The secret is in the launch system. 4 motors mean 4 points of traction control, each wheel getting exactly the power it can handle. The U9's 2.36 seconds is still hypercar territory. DiSus suspension system actually helps with launch. It can preload the rear suspension for optimal weight transfer, then actively manage body movement during acceleration. It's a completely different approach to the same problem. The Nevera R covers 0 to 100 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. The U9 takes about 6 seconds. That's the difference between supernatural and merely incredible. But remember, we're comparing a $3 million track weapon to a $200,000 daily driver. Top speed tells a different story. The Nevera R hits 256 miles per hour. That's Bugatti Chiron territory. But it's not just about the number, it's about how stable and composed it remains at those speeds. The R's aerodynamic package generates massive downforce at high speeds. The active aerodynamics adjust in real time, optimizing for either maximum speed or maximum downforce depending on what you need. The U9's 186 mile/hour top speed might seem limited, but when are you actually going to use that extra 70 miles per hour? The U9 focuses on real-world performance rather than bragging rights numbers. Both cars will outrun anything you'll encounter on public roads. The difference is academic unless you're planning regular trips to the Nürburgring or Bonneville Salt Flats. The Nevera R was built for the track. That aerodynamic package we talked about generates 400 kilograms of downforce at 186 miles per hour. The Nevera R uses torque vectoring to literally pull itself around turns. Each motor can brake or accelerate independently, creating handling dynamics that are impossible with traditional powertrains. The U9 takes a completely different approach. That DiSus suspension can adjust damping and ride height in milliseconds. It can literally lift one corner of the car while lowering another, keeping the body perfectly flat. Both cars use massive carbon ceramic brakes, Nevera R's brake-by-wire systems, that can blend regenerative and friction braking seamlessly. The U9's brakes are excellent, but they're designed for road use first, track use second. Now let's dive deep into the technology. The Nevera R's motors are developed entirely in-house by RIMAC. Each motor produces over 400 horsepower and weighs just 43 kilograms. That's an incredible power-to-weight ratio. The front motors handle 625 horsepower combined, while the rear motors deliver over 1,000 horsepower. The battery pack is equally impressive, 108 kilowatt-hours of usable capacity using the latest lithium-ion cells. The U9 takes a different approach with BYD's proven blade battery technology. These lithium iron phosphate cells might have slightly lower energy density, but they're incredibly safe and can handle more charge cycles. The total pack capacity is 80 kilowatt-hours. Both systems achieve over 95% efficiency, but the U9's motors are optimized for different priorities. Less peak power per motor, but better efficiency across a wider operating range. The real magic happens in the control systems. The Nevera R's torque vectoring isn't just about sending power left or right, it's about controlling each wheel independently with millisecond precision. The system processes data from over 12 different sensors. The central computer makes calculations 1,000 times per second, adjusting power delivery to each motor independently. The U9's DiSus-X suspension system represents a completely different approach to vehicle dynamics. This isn't just adaptive damping, it's active suspension that can generate forces up to 2,000 newtons per corner. Each corner can adjust independently in real time, not just reacting to road conditions, but predicting them. The system uses cameras and sensors to scan the road ahead, preloading the suspension for upcoming bumps or corners. It can even communicate with the powertrain to coordinate suspension movement with power delivery. Let's talk about the practical side, charging and energy management. The U9 supports up to 500 kilowatt DC fast charging, which means 10 to 80% in just 15 minutes under ideal conditions. BYD's battery chemistry can handle high charging rates without significant degradation. The Nevera R charges at up to 250 kilowatts, which is still very fast, but not quite as convenient for road trips. However, the energy management system is more sophisticated. It can precondition the battery for optimal charging temperatures and even reserve energy for track sessions. Here's the reality. Both cars will stop traffic, but for different reasons. The Nevera R commands respect through established hypercar language. The U9 turns heads because it looks like nothing else on the road. The Nevera R's cabin is pure driver focus, carbon fiber everywhere, Alcantara surfaces, and controls positioned exactly where a racing driver would want them. The U9's interior is luxury lounge meets spaceship. Premium leather everywhere, ambient lighting that changes with driving modes, and a massive curved display that dominates the dashboard. The seats are more comfortable for long-distance touring, with massage functions and multiple adjustment options. Both cars feature advanced infotainment systems, but they serve different purposes. The Nevera R's system is track-focused. The U9 system is lifestyle-focused. Entertainment, comfort settings, connectivity features. For daily usability, the U9 wins hands down. More storage space, better visibility, more comfortable seating position. The Nevera R is uncompromising. It's built for performance first, comfort second. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is the Nevera R really worth 13 times more than the U9? This isn't just about performance numbers anymore. This is about what you're actually buying. When you buy a Nevera R, you're not just buying a car. You're buying into Croatian hypercar heritage, limited production exclusivity, and technology that will trickle down to mainstream cars in 10 years. Only 150 Nevera Rs will ever be built. That's rarer than most Ferraris, McLarens, or Lamborghinis. The U9 represents a completely different value proposition. You're getting 90% of the performance for less than 10% of the price. This is hypercar performance democratized. BYD can achieve this pricing through massive scale, vertical integration, and a different approach to luxury. Which one would you actually want to live with? The Nevera R is a weekend warrior, a track day special, a garage queen that comes out for special occasions. It's designed for people who already have a fleet of cars. The U9 is designed to be your only hypercar. Better charging infrastructure compatibility, more comfortable ride quality, and features that actually matter for daily driving. That DiSus suspension can switch from track-focused stiffness to luxury car comfort at the touch of a button. Maintenance is another story entirely. RIMAC has a limited service network, specialized technicians, and parts that cost more than most people's cars. BYD has the backing of one of the world's largest automotive manufacturers, with service centers expanding globally. So which one wins? In pure performance terms, the Nevera R is untouchable. But the U9 achieves something arguably more impressive. It delivers hypercar performance that's accessible to a much wider audience. Both cars represent the cutting edge of automotive technology, but in different ways. Here's my recommendation. If you're a collector, a track enthusiast, or someone who wants the absolute best, regardless of price, the Nevera R is your car. If you want hypercar performance that you can actually use, enjoy, and afford to maintain, the U9 is revolutionary. The real winner here might be us, the enthusiasts. The Nevera R proves what's possible when engineering has no limits. The U9 proves that incredible performance doesn't have to be exclusive to the ultra-wealthy. Together, they're reshaping what we expect from high-performance cars. I want to know what you think. Are you Team Nevera R for ultimate performance, or Team U9 for accessible hypercar thrills? Drop your choice in the comments and tell me why.